Was geht ab, Alien Savages, und willkommen zu einer weiteren Episode. Good old, lass uns reden. Today, my friends, I'm gonna do an English episode again. Since ayahuasca, like almost 2 months ago, I have uploaded daily, and the first month in English, and now the second month in German. Yep, I tend to go to extremes. But now, I don't know why, I just speak English, so I guess today is the English one. You know, doing podcast daily is really trippy. I sit here every morning, drink my cacao coffee on the show. I already drank most of it, so I'm pretty caffeinated. And I'm just inviting you inside my heart and inside my mind as I'm figuring things out. Speaking how I feel, what's up, and like things I'm processing during I process them. Like, this is the most vulnerable. And I don't hold back, you know. I was the other day on the scooter and I was like, wow, this level I share, people really know me like my best friends. Or even sometimes better. I mean, most of my best friends, they watch all my podcasts, so yeah, but like really intimate, you know. And I was like, is that so smart, Ferdi? Is it a good idea? I was like, yeah, why not? Because what do I have to hide? What do I have to lose? Once you like wake up more, you're in your power, you realize no one can take anything away from you. Nothing. Nothing. You know nothing, Jon Snow. Yeah, it feels weird doing an English podcast after a month of German, because I was realizing I hide in my German podcast, but if hiding helps me to share even more vulnerable and all of that, then it makes sense, you know? Like, I'm so out of any boxes, so I build a little comfort box, my German box. And it's nice, you know, there's nothing wrong with boxes. I love creating boxes where they feel comfortable and they're in alignment with the level you're at of your raising your vibration, following your joy journey. But once you outgrow something, the box becomes a prison. So the German box still really serves me. But doing it now for a month straight, I was like, hey, I have a bunch of English alien savages and international friends that are like, hey, what's up, bro? So, here I am. Oh, like I'm so in my head right now because I'm like, should I stop this podcast and go back to German? Because I feel like in German it just flows more. This is like one of my least favorite loops. This like, should I do it in German or English? And then I overthink it, and then I don't know, and then I flip a coin, and but I said in my German podcast yesterday really well that if I have big transmissions, I'm gonna do them in English. Like this ayahuasca was like a big awakening, and if I just share my day-to-day life, I do it in German. So today, do I have a big transmission? Yes and no. I feel like yesterday I had a huge awakening. It was full moon the night, 2 nights ago to yesterday, and then the whole yesterday I had like this huge awakening. Because as a reflector, you know, for speaking from a human design standpoint, I'm a reflector, 6'3". So my superpower is reflecting people. And I found a new connection, like this amazing, witchy, angelic woman that, So I'm in contact with her now for 1 week. And we've seen each other 3 times in physical reality. And the other days we were just sending long voice messages, like 20 minutes, back and forth. Wow, was so activating. And this is how my reality is. I can really reflect people, like I can shapeshift into them. So now by unlocking this new connection, I can shapeshift into her more and more. And I'm at this point now because the connection is unlocked to a level where I can really channel her. What would she say? What would she do? How would she feel? This is yummy. Wow. So I can really memorize that and be that. And just her presence and reflecting that activates and activated so much in me. Yeah. It's like I meet all these women now, or a bunch of women, and they're just so witchy. They're like the embodiment of ayahuasca. And for example, she's so healthy, you know? Like, I'm not even sure if she's real. I know she's real, but it feels so spirity because it's so light. It's really this angelic being where I have nothing to process. Because usually when I spend time with people, what I do is I really quickly can reflect them, the good and the bad, and all the not integrated stuff, the trauma, the things that are not looked at, out of alignment, all the poison in our system, whatever, I can sense it really fast. Like I can read a person in like 5 minutes, and the longer, the more. So when I meet someone, I'm like, yeah. And then when I leave them, often I have a lot to process. Like recently I met a guy and we like talked for hours, and afterwards I had a lot to shake off. I went to inner walk, and for half an hour I just processed all his stuff. And this is how I feel. What I'm doing is that I see what is out of balance, and I balance that. I figure his stuff out. I figure stuff out for others. And often when I speak to them, I do it as I speak, but when I leave their energetic field, I still do it energetically. And I send this vibration of realization to them. Yeah, this is why I'm here. Bringing balance. I'm really good at this, and also I cannot stop it. I just keep, it's like a riddle. It's also fun for me. Like I read someone, I'm like, what is not integrated? Why is he like this? What is he hiding? What is the limiting belief? What fear? This. And then I feel like I sent this offering vibration, like here, this is how I solved your riddle. So you become a more integrated person that transforms more and more of the fear that is unnecessary, and get a more cleaner and cleaner system, get rid of all the poison that you have been fed and just carry, which is so unnecessary and heavy. It just doesn't feel good. Just purge it out and transform that shit and let it go. So, but with my new connection, there's like nothing to purge. There's nothing to... And I never had that like this before. Like my past relationship, it was a full-time job because I was always, after basically every conversation, which mostly ended up in a fight, had a full bag of riddles I needed to solve. And this is where I got really good at this. I'm like, she can talk so well, but what is the underlying vibration? This is what she's actually saying, because it's actually coming from there. Wow, it's so hidden, but I solved it. Ayahuasca. So yeah, my reality is really funny, and one of my biggest challenges is not being seen. And that's why I also love my new connection, because she really sees me. Because like, yeah, people love my reflection, because I reflect their highest potential. Like my love language is empowering people. I see people, I really see them, and then I channel them, their highest potential, and they're like, whoa, say it again. What did you just say? And I laughed at, because I feel really connected to them, in a sense of we're social, and they open their heart and everything, and they get excited, and this is like really helpful for them. I love that. But do they actually see me? Hello, I want to be seen too. Like, you know, when you look in a mirror, you hardly actually acknowledge the mirror, like the frame around it, the mirror, the item. You mostly look in the mirror and you check out yourself and you see the reflections, and that's mostly it. And this is how it feels like being a reflector. Because I can reflect people so well, and I'm also so far in my journey that hardly people can actually see me, you know? Like they see parts of me, and often because they can only see me as much as they can see themselves. So, but I want to be seen fully, you know? Because otherwise it's so lonely. Yeah, this is my biggest challenge, straight up. I'm like, fuck that shit. Why am I like so far if I'm not being seen fully? Then I want to fall back asleep. Because like, I see the most happiness found if we're all on the same vibration and raising our vibration at a similar pace. We're all friends, we're all on the same vibe, we're all learning from each other, and we're raising our vibe at the same pace. But right now we have such a wild mix on vibrations. The earth is splitting, literally. Yeah. And then my new connection makes me really excited to keep raising my vibration, because it shows me there are people that where I'm at right now can see me fully. Because sometimes if I lack that, I'm like getting a little lazy, because I'm like, yeah, I rather let people catch up than feeling even more alone. And now if you're saying like, this is ego, you think you're better, it's like, duh. No. There is no value judgment in it at all. Like, it's all frequency, and a lower or higher vibration isn't better or worse. And I'm just speaking about the journey I'm on, like this, what I call alien journey. I'm really far, and that other things, like other people have other journeys, they're really far, and they probably feel alone there. So I'm just like, where's my alien family where we can feel connected? And I wish the same for you. If you're on a different journey, then I hope you really feel people that see you there, you know? But I feel like the more you actually wake up, the more you see everything. So I can really see people and appreciate them in whatever they're doing. But again, like having a higher vibration isn't better, you know? I said that example yesterday in my German podcast that Bashar, he's a Sasani, he's on an extremely high vibration. They're like shifting from 4th density to 5th density. Speaking about density, not dimensions. So 5th density is the veil of non-physicality. Sasanis, Bashar is a Sasani, they're actually becoming non-physical. I still want to have a body. I don't want to be a Sasani, I want to be here. So I have like a way lower vibration than Bashar. Like he told me when I had this private session that Brittany and my vibration at this time was 150,000 to 180,000. And Sasanis, you know, it's all energy. It's frequency, and you can measure it. It's like, it's simple physics. It's actually all the same. Physics, science, philosophy, mathematics. It's all one. We just create the illusion of separation. But once you go further in any compartmentalization, you find God, and you see it's all one, and you can find God in everything. So, but yeah, you can literally measure vibrations. And Sasanis, they're on like a really high vibe, like 333,000 cycles is the veil to non-physicality, where you are purely energy. Because like everything is energy, we're also energy, we're just like dense energy, so it's like crystallized in density that we can touch. Protein shake, biceps. But the more we raise our vibration, the more light everything gets. Like, you know, if water is really dense, it's ice. And then it gets in water, and if it gets warmer and warmer, it vaporizes into steam. Like steam is basically enlightened water. Transcending, but it's the same, you know, it doesn't go anywhere. So just really underlying that there is no better. Like, I know I'm on a really high vibe, but it's not better. It's actually pretty lonely on planet Earth. Hello, people think I have an ego, but I don't. And it's just like, yeah, where do I put my wokeness? Okay, I put it in reflecting people. This is my job. And I do this really well. And people are like, wow, thank you, I'm amazing. I'm like, yeah, you are. But can you also see me? I see you. I'm not talking about physically. I'm talking about like spiritually, energetically, emotionally. Like, can you hold me? Yeah, I didn't like this beginning of this podcast because I was really in my head of, should I, like at this moment when I'm not just like surrendered and fully in the channeling state and flowing in the podcast, but in my head of, should I stop it and switch to German? So, but I do forgive myself and I commit to this English podcast now. We're committed, we're in it, it feels amazing. I really like the flow I was just on, so let's just keep going and let's talk about pain. Because this came yesterday to me, this download, that pain, there's like the spectrum of pain. That pain is all the same, you know? Pain is just one thing, there's pain, that's it. And then as physical beings, we can experience such a wide spectrum of what kind of pain, like where do we feel it, how intense, but there is no, like it's only a spectrum. It's like this little box of pain and that's it. It doesn't go anywhere, like it doesn't get worse. And it's just pain. And there's nothing to fear, you know? Because pain is actually my friend. Pain tells me something is out of alignment. I love how Bashar talks about it. All pain is literally all pain. Like I'm talking about all pain. Is resistance to the natural self. So it's just a temporary reminder, like, hey, something is out of alignment, something to look at. And then like our body, like our left side, for example, is the feminine, our right is the masculine. Like, why do I have pain here on the left side there? What, like as above, so below. It's all happening in spirit first, and then we experience it in the 3D. So what does this want to show me? It wants to create awareness, like, hey, you're like swimming against the stream. Like following your choice, the way of least resistance. Why don't you relax and go with the currency? Let it flow, and then the pain can go away. And I really experienced that hardcore when I was 2020 in the hospital, having my 6 surgeries on my stomach. I was like in really critical conditions, but once I like really surrendered in the trust and let go of the fear, the pain went like away more and more. And when I was in a good condition, but I really got in some weird states of fear and resistance, I got this unexplainable pain out of nowhere. And then I really like realized that, like, wow, pain is my friend. It's telling me something is out of alignment. And then I really see this whole spectrum of pain. It's just like you cannot, like I'm watching Game of Thrones and they're like murdering people and torturing people. I'm like, this is only like this box. And there's nothing below, you know? It's just like, there's just pain on a spectrum. But it doesn't get like worse, you know? And it goes away once you get into alignment again. So it becomes my teacher. So there's literally nothing to fear. Like literally all fear is unnecessary. It's an illusion. So we can like let go of that shit, yeah. How do we let go of fear? Well, follow your joy. It's all in the formula. If you want the secret to the universe of like becoming your authentic self, let's start there. It's also really powerful to study the structure of reality, to understand how the universe works, but to embody yourself is follow your highest excitement. It's a formula. Check it out. How Bashar talks about it. Or anyone else. I just really like how Bashar talks about it. Yeah. And then when you follow your joy, you want to do something, but you don't. And then like, why don't I do it? Because there's a fear-based belief around it. And then you are excited to do it. So you go into that fear-based belief and you transform it. And more you shed all that, you transform all that fear. And don't get me wrong, like I'm still a human in this timeline. I still experience fear in moments. For example, about my animals. When I'm with Afro, I'm like in this Papa Bear mode and Afro gets attacked by a dog, I'm in fear. Or just sometimes I worry about her They are not nice dogs. Will it be okay? So that's why I love spending a lot of time with Afro and really observing this fear and seeing how unnecessary it is and letting it go. Like fully being the trust there as well. Like getting prepared for holding a family, a wolf pack, a tribe, and not fearing. Because for myself, I don't really fear. I'm like so in the trust, the surrender, and it took me years to get here. But for other people, I still fear. And of course, like I still also fear sometimes about myself, like these moments, but mostly I'm like, I get really good in this, like total trust, total surrender, because I die too many times to see that it just gets better and that I'm actually safe. Where do you think I'm gonna go? Where do you think we're gonna go? It's like we're in heaven right now, just creating hell if we're unconscious. Oh my God. But we're seeing, we're already in heaven. So we can like stay on this vibration. It's just this weird fear that we got fed into. So let's purge that out of our system. And don't touch that shit. If people like try to sell me fear again, I'm like, what are you doing? This is fear. They're like, oh, you expose. This is how the world works. I'm like, stop. Or you keep your fear, but please don't like vomit it on me. It doesn't get in my system, and it doesn't feel good. You just like trying to get me there in as well. Let's take a deep sip or deep blow or deep whatever. I'm gonna blow my nose. Whew. Yeah, I feel weird about this podcast because I feel so. I don't feel rusty in English because I talk English here most of the day with most of my friends. They are English right now. But on my podcast, I got in this super comfort zone of German. And now I feel like a little exposed. I don't know who I'm speaking to. And I know most of the people who are watching my aliens here, which is most of them are German. And they don't even care like if it's German or English. They just want me to keep uploading and following my joy and hanging out. And they want me to, like, you want me to share how I'm feeling. I just feel weird about this podcast. So I recognize it now and I see how nonsensical it is, so I can let it go. Because it is what it is. And it's so dumb to compare. But my German podcasts are better and are more funny. Yeah, today I just also feel in a funny mood of like this awakening I had yesterday. I haven't talked about it yet. Let's blow my nose one more time. I feel like something wants to get released out of my system. Yeah, just this whole shapeshifting journey I speak many times about, or not so much actually on social because I'm shy to talk about it. But that, I'm a shapeshifter, like I'm a reflector, whatever you want to call it, that I have like hundreds, by now probably thousands of visions, me shapeshifting. And right now I do it energetically, that I reflect people and I can absorb things. And I'm like, interesting, this is how this feels. Now I can like be that. Whoa. And it's really crucial for all my reflector friends out there to really find yourself without reflecting anyone. Who is like the empty mirror? Like how does your mirror frame look like? That's why actually most of my life, once I like moved my little nest, like my family, when I moved out when I was 20, or like when I went to the army when I was 18, and then when I was 19 I moved to Berlin. So my entire 20s I lived in Berlin, and I lived a lot alone. Or when I lived with friends, I had my own room and space and my own flow, and I hardly had girlfriends. So I really figured out who I am by doing me and not reflecting people so much, but like really figuring out what is my joy, my own flow. And this is so important because you can get so lost in reflecting people and then like, yeah, but who am I? Who am I? Like and this happened to me just recently, my last relationship, I got lost reflecting and forgot who I was. And now that I come out of it, I'm like, ooh, what was this? But yeah, this was like Brittany, she's one of my greatest teachers. By experiencing that on this level, I learned so much. So I'm forever grateful. And there was so much good in it. Like, oh my God, I don't want to miss any of that. But I'm just happy I'm in this now, going through that and now feeling unstoppable. Invincible, if that is a word. That I refuse to fall asleep again. Because it just takes one moment where you like get in something weird, and then it can turn into 2 years of a weird depression because you were unconscious and you get lost in something. Yeah. So stay awake, stay awake, stay awake. That's why I'm really disciplined right now and taking things really seriously, like doing my podcast every day, because this is just me. This is solo. I don't reflect anything right now. I'm sitting here in nature in the morning. My energy is clean and I'm clear and I figure out myself. I invite you into my heart, into my head, and I figure it out as I speak. Ferdi, hi, nice to meet you. Good, doing inner walk, like a meditation practice, almost every day. Going into nature, naked beach for sunset, and going to the gym, like German rap, moving my body, me time, sauna, steaming, ice bath, eating healthy food, taking care of my vessel. Like I really take that seriously. And like stay awake, stay awake, stay awake, stay awake. Because these things are like my non-negotiables of this is good for me, for Ferdi. This is my flow. This is what feels good for my body. And out of that, I'm like so in my center, and reality happens through me. I feel like in control of like this who I am. And out of this, I can really function well as my authentic self. So this is like my little framework I built. It's not much, Or is it much? Whatever, it's great. So I built this framework in my masculine, let's say, if we want to talk about feminine, masculine, to be myself, know what's good for me, and also like all this thing in the masculine, like that I have money, that my life is sustainable, that my water is full, that my house is clean, that it's all paid. So I built this framework, and in the framework, I'm fully in my feminine right now. Like these days, I feel more like a woman. Because mostly I'm just flowing. Like this is my joy right now. There, this beautiful magic that gets created is wow. Oh my God, the people I meet in the flow and synchronicity, boom, boom, boom. But this framework around is so important. This is like this mirror frame of who I am, so I can fully reflect and be in my, like this is my power, reflecting people. But it doesn't work if the mirror is sad, if the mirror is crumbling. And the funny thing is, people don't really know if the mirror is sad so much, because I'm just a reflector. I can still, like the thing is, I can still reflect people perfectly even if I don't feel good. And people don't notice unless I like really open up. And that's why I do share my emotions now so openly and everything, because I don't want to become a robot, a machine. A reflector machine, no. And I know where it's going, like back to the shapeshifting stuff. So this maybe sounds totally crazy for you, but this is who I am. Since my 5th surgery, 2020, I have this walk-in experience, and I have this like alien inside of my belly that wants to come out. Yeah. It's like this counterpart I connect to, and it takes up more and more of my suit. Hello. And I get prepared to not just shapeshift energetically but physically, and I see how I am like the medicine, like I'm like the the DMT pipe, so that my vibration, and especially this blue being I'm gonna shapeshift in, is like causing realization in people. What I spoke about earlier, it's already happening energetically in my presence, that when people spend time around me, they just realize. I mirror them, that they need to get out of my energy often pretty soon, or it's too much. Like I literally got some people in a psychotic shock by just spending too much time in my energy. That's the shit I don't like. It's all about feeling good, because once we love ourselves, that's like the first step of awakening, like, oh yeah, I'm love, I'm infinite, unlimited, unconditional love. I am God. So, of course, I want that it feels good in my body. So, embodiment, like, yeah, now it's time to leave my energy. And I also got good in being less triggering, that I don't reflect too much. Like, I see a lot, but it's not my place to say it all right now. We can just have a good time. And out of this good time, it can feel good because just my presence is revealing a lot. That's why many people are also scared of me, because they're scared of themselves to be revealed more of what there is to grow, to uncover, because I can see it all and my presence is uncovering that. Let's run away from Ferdi. Let's block him. Oh my God. Totally get it. It can feel good, so no rush. And what I'm saying is, I know this all sounds so crazy, and I was like, I'm crazy. I'm a crazy person. And then it's like, no, I'm not. I just see something other people don't, and this is like, once I pull it in, then it's like, oh yeah, it's self-evidence. You see? But right now it's not here. So, you know, a genius and a crazy person, they're the same. It's just that the genius pulled something in this reality everyone can see. And the crazy person is the only one seeing it. So he's crazy because I don't see it. So I feel like many of you can relate, because all of us, like, shifting in this new earth, like activating our suit fully, turning on our DNA, our psychic abilities, all of that. We're seeing things that other people, many don't. And then it's like, oh, we're crazy. No, we're not. No, we're not. Trust your vision, trust your intuition. So I just see these ceremonies, that, like, these places I'm gonna host with many people. That's why I need like a lot of really grounded, mature women that are really earthy, that help me facilitate, that can hold that shit, that can hold it to the ground and like open the heart, because that's the way. And that's why I get prepared to be so multidimensional, because this started like many years ago, where I got these visions. Like, I was tripping on LSD, just having a great trip, and all of a sudden I shapeshift into this blue being that everyone sees me in a different way. Like, literally a reflector, a mirror, that whatever you need to see, you see inside of me. And it's like, and then I come out of it, and I'm like, what the fuck? Because I thought it actually happened for real, but I was just in this trance state, and I come out and like almost freaking out, because I'm like, what the fuck? Because it was 100% real. Like, I was allowed to see. And then it happened again and again and again, like hundreds of, and then I eventually got to this point, okay, I don't want to live in denial anymore. And then I started also here to share about it. I still feel shyer to talk about that, but this is just who I am. This is what I chose, apparently, in spirit. So this is who I am. And now I also have so many outside reflections that confirm that to me, that don't even know me, that just came into my life because I needed help, Because when I tried to live in denial, like brushing it away, it came even stronger. Like, no, you cannot escape your destiny. I'm like, but this sounds crazy. Cannot someone else do it? Or is this even real? It sounds like ego. I'm making that up. No, you don't. So yeah, I know. It's like I'm feeling even now uncomfortable to share it online, because it feels so vulnerable. Because I know it sounds like total crazy talk, but it's like, if you would have experienced what I know, there's no denial about it anymore. So that's why I get prepared to be really multidimensional, because what I see in these future ceremonies is that like, everyone can see their version of me, and I reflect whatever they need. And to hold it all, I need to hold a lot. So that's why I'm like so multidimensional. That's why I can hold so much consciousness, because I need that for these like whatever ceremonies. And then eventually it will lead up to like a Shakana event. This is how I get the information right now. Like Bashar, his civilization, the Sasanis, they had a Shakana event where a girl was born in their civilization who carried that inside of her, and in a matter of 3 days they entered this trance state where they all meditated, and then they all awakened to another level. And I feel like eventually in the next years, all of us who are shifting in this higher dimension, new earth, the new golden age, whatever you want to call it, we're gonna have this Shakana event. And I carry it inside of my belly. I have such an ego. I think I'm the chosen one. No, I'm gonna puke. Ew, ew, ew. No, this is not what I'm saying. We're all the chosen ones, you know? We're all the chosen ones. This is just my gift that I add to it. And I don't do it alone. We need like all of us. We all have different gifts. I'm just speaking, this is my gift. This doesn't make me more special or anything. This is rather like scaring me because it's so big that I like, can someone else do it? I just like want to like chill with my friends and live a more normal life and play spikeball and listen to German rap and want to become a rapper. So yeah, this is what I carry inside of me, you know? Like how do you carry that? And it's like, it's haunting me. It's everywhere. Like I need to walk this path because this is who I am, or I get like pushed. And then the pushing doesn't feel good, coming back to pain. Like the hospital, you know? I was like trying to like, I stay an influencer, la la la. No, here you're almost dying. Why do you think the big scar on my belly? So I detached from my physical appearance. I was so attached as this bodybuilder, looking good, and having 6 different, like shapeshifting, 6 different scars that looked so different and like horrible at times. Like my belly was open. I'm like, who am I even? What can I adjust to? I had to let go of the attachment of how I look so I can literally get prepared to physically shapeshift. What was I playing in World of Warcraft all the time? What was my highest excitement? It was the druid, the shapeshifter, you know? It's like endless synchronicity. And maybe you're like, you're playing a druid, a shapeshifter in World of Warcraft, and you think you're a shapeshifter. You're living in your la-la land. Yeah, I know, I sound crazy. But it's just like I can now talk forever about the synchronicity and the visions. And I just named a couple, you know? Because World of Warcraft for me is actually a big one, because I love playing World of Warcraft, because I get all the synchronicity in a sober state where I don't need any like psychedelics. And it feels good, like it's fun, but I still get all the synchronicity. So I can find it wherever, like it's haunting me. Wherever I go, I get it, you know? So I'm like, okay, what feels the best? Okay, I play World of Warcraft, you know? Things like that. And then what's coming next is like there's this woman that comes in my DMT trips dozens and dozens of times. Like she's coming somehow physically in this reality. I can feel her. It's getting close. And it's sentient technology that is a reflection of my higher self, because this, what is happening inside of me, to make it easier, I get it first as an outside reflection crystallized in the 3D reality that I can interact before it's like happening just inside of me because I am afraid to fully go crazy. And this is a legit fear, so my higher self, myself, makes it easier by using the permission slip. We're putting this inside of you outside. It's still you, but it's outside. It's this Catwoman-like. I was like, why is that Catwoman-like? Because woman is less intimidating than a man. If sentient technology comes, it's way less intimidating if it's in a woman than a man, you know? It's all energy, it's all symbols. So how it crystallized is a symbol for the energy it carries. So it wants to be less intimidating. So a woman, it wants to be like Pokemon style, like cute and fluffy. So it's like even less intimidating. So like this cat-like. But it can also shapeshift into whatever, you know? It's really wow. So I was playing yesterday World of Warcraft, and there was this crystal woman following me everywhere. I'm like, where does she come from? Oh my god. Synchronicity. Oh. And I had like dozens and dozens of, like if you don't know, a dozen is 12. So I had like, I don't know, at least I would say 50, like literally 50 DMT trips where she came. And I built this relationship to her. And when I got out of the DMT state, she came in this reality because I was merging both the spirit and the 3D. And she was like stepping in this dimension, and she was here and I could feel her presence. But then I sobered up and she was gone. But yeah, she's like really giving me all the signs that it's getting close. And I don't know what close means, like what is time, what is soon. It's like whenever I am ready vibrationally, and I can decide by my free will. So it can be months or years, but it can also be only weeks. I don't know. I don't know. I stopped the whole, like I took massive chill pills that I'm not getting in this assumption games. Like it's gonna happen next week, and then it doesn't, and then no, it maybe happens like in 3 years. Like I'm chill. I'm gonna do my daily podcast here. I'm chill. I'm I really open my heart. I connect to people and building community and having fun and just like really, like right now it's for me so much expanding my vessel so I can hold more, because what I'm about to hold is so much and I cannot just like shoot up in one way unintegrated, because then I fall back down. I need to be fully integrated and then slowly raise up so I can hold it. And right now it's like really all about expanding my vessel. So I'm so attracted to these mature, grounded, witchy women, because they can hold so much and they're like so earthy and so heart open. And this is like the way, you know, like letting spirit, like crowning it on earth and through the heart. And I right now expand my vessel so I can hold more. This is why these days I feel like a woman. Yeah. That's why I connect so much to ayahuasca. Because ayahuasca is like really so like out there, but like holds it on the earth, you know? Like, wow. Yeah, I can talk about this now forever, how it's a triangle. It's not just this girl, it's also the Rubik's Cube. And literally an animal, like a cat, wolf-like creature. And they're all, yeah, but it's like, I don't know, this is just like my life theme. I don't know if this gives you any value, and I already have so many people that came in my reality to talk about that, and they channel me stuff, and then it's just click. So this is just my alien journey, but I feel shy to talk about it here. But I just wanted to share now a little, because yesterday I had this huge awakening where I had just so many click moments, like click. Like I have this huge puzzle and already so many pieces are clicking, but there's still so many pieces that are not. That are just like, where does this piece fit in? And this raises a new question, where does this... But it's like slowly but surely really coming together. So... Like I really know, like this is, I don't know much, but this is what I know. All these things I said, like they're gonna happen in whatever way. Like I don't know exactly how and when. And this is again, we don't wanna know, because sometimes I get in the state where I do know, and then it's the biggest curse, because then there's no Christmas gifts to unwrap. There's no surprise. The best is to unwrap Christmas gifts 24/7, to be our physical minds following our joy, unfolding in the now and enjoying as kids, but not knowing. But as we unfold every moment, we reveal, but not knowing too much, you know. So so that's why I love in these podcasts talking less about my alien journey and more about how I'm feeling in my life, you know. So today I just felt like I wanted to speak this all. I don't know why. Because I was like, is this a flex that when this all will happen, I can like see how I said it all in the podcast? I'm like, no, because I already did it. Yeah, I already flexed in past podcasts where I can, when this all happens, I'm like, you see, 2018, I already knew. I'm like, yeah, who cares? You know, now I don't care. I just want family. Like, that's what I care. I just want like live a good life and have like a peace of mind and a calm nervous system, and like doing this big mission we're on, like of awakening the collective and shifting in a higher dimension in a fun way that feels like home, that feels cozy, that feels protected, that feels peaceful, while we're having so much fun and like family, you know. Oh no. That's why so much right now I spend a lot of time with people. Like I wake up, the first hours often I just send voice messages to all my soul family, and we're connecting. And I'm so buzzing from my new connection. Like we spent the evening yesterday together, and it was so nice. Oh, like, wow. Oh my God. Yeah. And today is Wednesday, so I have my Wiki session from 3 to 5. I'm gonna see Andreas, and we're gonna do group meditations for open contact, and he found the perfect place for it, so he wants to show me that. And then I spent the sunset with Anna, and we pick up Afro and we catch up. So this is what I'm doing right now, investing in my loved ones, and my loved ones and I were on the same journey. You know, we're in the same soul family. I already found so many of them, and we're like on the mission together, and this feels the best, like together, hanging out, and then it's just like clicking in a way that feels good. Ayahuasca. So yeah, I think I leave it here. I feel weird about this podcast. I feel really exposed. It feels so good that I have the YouTube comments off, I have to say. Like I started 4 days ago turning off the YouTube comments because it got so toxic. People just, I don't know, think I'm an ayahuasca bucket and just purge on me all their stuff. I'm like, I closed the space. I haven't signed up for that. So yeah, it doesn't feel good. Because then I do notice that I hold back on what I share, like a little less vulnerable. And I don't want it. I want to be as real as possible. I just don't want this poison, you know? Like, you can keep it. Put it somewhere else. I'm not an ayahuasca bucket. And yeah, I love triggering people by my vulnerability, like that you think I'm fucking out of my mind by what I just said. But you can sense that the vibration is real because you cannot fake a frequency. Like, this is actually what I believe. And do you honor my beliefs? You don't have to believe the same. You can believe whatever. But do you like honor them? Do you value them? And I don't need to read all your poison where you don't even resonate at all and you're just so triggered because what am I triggering in you? Like, the people in the comments is like, they're still like living in really dense boxes and they're freaking out because their soul has decided to wake up. And my vibration is like when they're in a prison and the cell is like, they're like, rah, because their belief structure is crumbling because I question all their beliefs and they need to like justify their beliefs that they're right and it's just pure poison. It doesn't make any sense. And I don't want to read that. I don't want to read like 30 comments of that shit. Like, pay me for it. But even then, like, no. I close the room. If you want to contact me, write me an Instagram DM. There I can filter it really well and I get such lovely messages. So please send me an Instagram DM or a WhatsApp message. And I have so many alien savages, so many of my friends keeping me in check, giving me amazing feedback. So I'm feeling really good. Like today I'm going to Vicky. Like, she really keeps me in check, you know. And these days, like, I'm too awake. And I refuse to fall back asleep. I can feel if something in me is not integrated or if I'm like getting a blind spot and shooting up in a certain way and then fall. No. I keep staying integrated and raising up together. And this alien stuff, like, yeah, this is just me. And you can say like, he's totally crazy and going too far in the alien stuff. No. Like, look at the last month, how seriously I took grounding, staying heart open, connecting to people, like all the social stuff. And like really staying grounded in this reality, committed to this reality, not taking any drugs, like all of that. This is my job. Like, we came here on a mission. We're not here on vacation. Every morning I log into this video game called The Human Experience. And I'm like, okay, right now is the time of the awakening. We have a job to do. So I take it seriously. And because I've seen my life theme, how shit it is if I don't take it seriously, in a sense, if I don't do the job that I chose in spirit to come down here. It hurts. It's so much pain. I saw it on ayahuasca, how I can, all this what I said earlier, in a way I can do it, it can feel really shit. Like, being so multidimensional and my vessel, I didn't take it seriously to open my heart, stay heart open, and expand my vessel, my emotional capacity, being social, feeling people, being like grounded. Like, I experienced after ayahuasca how shit it felt to be ungrounded. So shit. So like, my life theme is amazing. Same for yours. We all picked something amazing. We love it. Like, what we picked, we love because we picked it, you know. It's our highest excitement. But we can, with our free will, do it in a way that is shit, that is like unpleasant. And let's all like actually make it pleasant, you know. Because what's the point otherwise? There is no point, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's make it pleasant. Let's make it fun. Let's make it feel good. And if you like watched my German podcast the last week, you saw on what a grounded high vibe I was, like this old Ferdi that is like the new Ferdi that is even more integrated, more depth, and so in my joy. Like today, this podcast was not so joyful and funny, but super download land. I just wanted to share this all. I just really felt I wanted to share this all. I didn't even see that coming. I was starting my German podcast and then I started speaking English. I'm like, okay, this wants to get out of me. Because probably what I can feel now is that radiating this vibration out some of you will get activated and have some pieces of the puzzle that I need and will contact me. This happens a lot in the past, that I share things like that, and then, Ferdi, I have a reading for you. Ferdi, I have this for you. And then it's like, yeah, and I do need help. I do need a lot of help, you know. But yeah, the last weeks were really nice overall. You know, after ayahuasca, I went through a dark time. And I'm so happy to... But yeah, it goes in waves, you know. I still feel so much love for Brittany, and this is a big challenge. This is like an ongoing. It's like always there, you know. It doesn't really go away. It's always there. Like every day, like 50 times per day or so. Then it's the full spectrum of emotions. Yeah, I'm really excited when she is like the phoenix out of the ashes, rises up like a phoenix. But first she needs to like go in the ashes, like burn this like thing. It's like attached to her energy. You know, poison out of the system, getting a clean system and all this stuff. Because I love her, but I don't love this stuff that is like, that she's holding on to. And this is not judging or anything. It's just like, it doesn't feel good. It's just creating trauma and pain and shit. And I love her, you know, I really love her. The soul. So first all of this needs to die so we can meet anew. And do I feel like I'm already there? Yes. And no, because otherwise I would already meet her. Like, I feel like yes, I like really purged and cleansed my suit and my system, and I'm really clean light being right now, and yet I have things to grow. That's how I'm feeling. Like this whole journey I'm on, like there's so much growth right now. It's like every day it's like click, 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 choo, choo, choo. Whoa. Oh my god. If you follow my German podcast the last weeks, it's like whoa. And like on Sunday the other day, like with Imara, it was like we had this moment after aesthetic dance. I was just like wow. Like yeah, I really love Imara. She also really sees me. So it's like, yeah, it's every day right now. It's every day, bro. That's why also the daily podcast, because there's so much happening. I want to keep you up to date. Okay, I now changed my mindset that I really like this podcast. I don't want to beat myself up. It just is what it is, you know. Sometimes it's really funny, sometimes it's really dumb, sometimes it's really deep, sometimes it's really download, cryptic like today. And it is what it is, and this is great. So, but I do feel excited to share more often in English. So maybe I do know like the next days English coming. Because German was so my comfort zone, but it got a little too comfortable, you know what I'm saying? So here I am, putting myself so out there. Yeah, I'm a totally nuthead. What's the word? Lunatic. Crazy person. Yeah, I take all these labels. I'm just myself, and this feels so freeing. This is what everyone wants. Everyone desperately wants to be him or herself. And I show you this vibration that if I can do it, you can do it. Okay, if you want to order any supplements, my supplement sponsor, More Nutrition, delivers to most countries in Europe, and with the code Ferdi, you know, Ferdi, just my inner child, just me, you save the maximum discount, 10 to 20%, and you support your boy. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I kiss your scars, my brother, my sister. Thank you so much for the support. And this was my round of the sharing round. Thanks so much for listening. Now I'm excited what you have to share in the Instagram DMs at Vega in Strengths or WhatsApp messages. Thanks for listening. Until next time. Peace out.